Thanks so much for joining us at 6. I'm Mark McPherson. With ongoing strikes in Iran, Americans who are in the Middle East right now are facing uncharted territory. WMTV's Simone Garber is live in studio to tell us more about Wisconsinites who are impacted.
More than 6,000 flights have been canceled across the Middle East since Saturday. And for Madison locals vacationing in the region, their travel plans haven't exactly gone as they would have hoped. But many say they're making the most of the unexpected.
Mark and Ingrid Glass are celebrating their 14th anniversary. They were passing through Abu Dhabi on a layover when the United States and Israel launched an airstrike on Iran Saturday morning.
As we were touring the Grand Mosque, we found out about what happened. And of course, next thing we know, our flight is canceled.
The couple was en route to a wedding. They never made it.
We got to participate via Zoom, so it was very special still. But, you know, it is what it is.
Other Madisonians have also found themselves stuck overseas.
There's a lot of tension in the country, anticipating when something might happen and what might happen.
Elizabeth Crawford recounted hearing a recent missile strike in the Israeli town she's staying in.
The whole building that we were in really shook. And I sort of jumped into my son-in-law's arms, and everybody was really terrified because you really don't know how close it is. You don't know anything.
Although the uncertainty is real, these tourists say they feel safe in the hands of local leadership.
There is genuinely somebody who's looking after our safety, and that's incredibly reassuring.
Life here has been going on as normal, even though we know things are happening in the area. You couldn't ask for anything better from a country, quite frankly.
None of the people I talked to say they've received substantial guidance from the American government after initial evacuation warnings. In a statement, the U.S. State Department said more than 17,000 American citizens have safely returned to the U.S. from the Middle East. For now, live in studio, Simone Garber, WMTV 15 News.
Simone, thank you. While many parts of the Middle Eastern airspace are still closed or restricted, some commercial flights are being rescheduled for later this week.